Getting enough fresh water is a serious challenge in the desert countries of the Middle East. Desalination can help, but it uses lots of energy and also produces concentrated brine as waste, which usually gets dumped back into the Gulf. Bader Safaqa AlAnzi of Kuwait University wants to make desalination more efficient and find ways to reduce or reuse its byproducts. With support from the Kuwait Foundation for the Advancement of Sciences, he worked with partners at MIT to develop and improve new desalination technologies related to ion concentration polarization, or ICP. When salt is in water, the molecules split into charged atoms known as ions. ICP works by using an electrical field to repel or attract the ions in water flowing through a channel. As a result, two regions form in the flowing water: a high salinity region full of salt ions and a low salinity region, which can be used to produce drinking water. Al-Anzi and his colleagues patented a method of chaining several ICP modules together in a multi-stage process that saves water and energy. They also used a lab prototype to evaluate the technical and economic feasibility of ICP. They found that ICP was a viable tool for desalinating industrial wastewater, such as brine produced during oil and gas extraction. The resulting low salinity water could be further purified in other ways, or used to drive a turbine to generate green energy. ICP can also be used to partially desalinate highly concentrated brine until the salt levels are low enough for other processes to continue purifying the water. By combining ICP with other approaches to make hybrid systems, Al-Anzi hopes to make the desalination process more sustainable and environmentally friendly. Reusing brine or processing it entirely into salt and fresh water is more efficient than dumping it, and will also help preserve priceless coastal ecosystems and protect our environment.
He is a faculty member in the Department of Environmental Sciences and Management, ETM, STM at Kuwait University. He joined the Department of Nuclear and Engineering at MIT, Cambridge, USA as a full-time visiting scientist from 2013 to 2014, and the Department of Mechanical Engineering as a research affiliate from 2014 until 2020. Had 49 scientific papers, 42 conference papers. He has authored many papers, book chapters, one book, 19 US issued patents, 2 European patents, and 5 non-provisional US patent applications, some of which were filled in MIT. Let's all welcome with an honor Professor Bader Safaqa AlAnzi, Chemical Engineer, Acting Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, Research and Graduate Studies, College of Life and Sciences. Good morning, and it's really an honor to interview somebody like you.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning to you, to the camera crew, to the audience who's watching us live now, and I'd like to thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Professor, it's really an honor to have a Kuwaiti professor really teaching, giving lectures all over the world, and especially something like MIT. You know, and for those who doesn't know, MIT is Massachusetts.
Yes.
Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and it's one of the greatest institutes in the worldwide. Am I correct?
Definitely, it's the best university in the world for the last 5 decades in engineering and science. I actually issued more than 60 journals, papers, not 49.
More than 60?
60 papers and 25 granted patents, and 6 patent applications, so about 30, 31 in total registered patents.
Kuwaitis should be proud, honestly, like people like you.
Thank you very much.
Honestly, this is we are not complimenting. This is the truth. You know, when somebody from this beautiful tiny country, you know, goes there and lecture, you know, people like the States and Canada and Europe. This is really amazing thing. So, Professor, you are one of the specific scientists that are considered as pioneers in their field, and why is that?
I think that this is, I worked very hard. I've been working very hard to earn this, you know, commitment, dedication and hard work always pays off, you know, and couple this with the choice of your major at early stage of your career. This is really where you start, you know. I started with master's degree in chemical engineering. I chose water because I know scarcity of water in Kuwait, you know, they know how, you know, not just Kuwait, also the region, you know, neighboring countries. So I chose that at early stages of my career, master's and PhD, to find or explore alternatives because of the scarcity of water and water security. And then I moved around, as you can see, you know, from after I got my PhD, I was appointed at MIT for 7 years, one full time. They wanted me to stay even longer, but you know, I cannot be full-time faculty member.
Doing postdoc?
No, visiting scientist.
Visiting science. Okay.
Postdoc, usually the first 5 years after graduation of getting your PhD. But they want me to be their peers, actually, visiting scientist. And we did have a great collaboration, the largest or the biggest project in Kuwait University history with $5.5 million. I was honored and happy to be the PI, the leader of this project, along with my counterparts at MIT, 5 engineering departments at MIT. The outcomes were very, very beneficial to Kuwait. Some of them were taken by APA. They put rules, regulations because of you know, outcomes of our projects. Also, Kuwait University, they put them as priority research. The Brian Manager, for example, and KFAS as well, they put it under the water security. So I was, you know, very happy and blessed to achieve such outcomes, and you know, I'm still doing my projects, and you know.
Professor, in the last time in Good Morning Kuwait has hosted you, you were congratulated for about 28 inventions, registered patents. So 23 total patents were granted and 21 were granted also by the United States and the rest from the European. Can you tell us where are you now? Where were your new and if there is a new ones?
Yeah, the total now registered is about 30 to 31.
30 to 31.
Registered.
Registered.
So when we say registered,
so there is something not registered.
Granted and patent applications. The granted now 25, it was 23. Yeah. And yes, I got new one, patent I have it here, that to get the energy from water movement, you know, the two-phase flows as opposed to pure liquid. I don't want to go very deep, you know, speaking details. I'm trying to make it.
But it's for the average viewer, that's true.
So now
I'm an engineer too. So
mashallah, I see.
But definitely we need the average viewer.
So now 25 granted patents and about 5 patents applications means that they're going to be patents and granted patents in future, hopefully. So the total is about 30 registered patents, 25 of which are granted patents.
Yeah. Amazing. So, Professor Bader, I want to just go out of the context of the questions. What drives you? I mean, you've been in Canada and the States and Europe. I mean, you definitely had a lot of offers there. And, you know, the life is beautiful and good, you know, sometimes some atmosphere you really like. Because honestly, I know people, the science people, you know, always like the science environment.
Definitely,
So what drives you, first of all?
The love of research, you know. Not even you have to put up with the harsh weather and the
exactly.
distance.
When you say Canada,
yeah,
I know it's 50 below the zero.
And Alberta in 2021 to 2022, I experienced like minus 43, and you have your family with you. I love our research, and not just the harsh weather, also giving up a lot of benefits, you know. But coming back to Kuwait always is the best. You know, I want to do something back to Kuwait, and that's why I focus on the water and water scarcity.
Yeah, and it's
because I know that source. We don't have any resources
exactly.
but the seawater, so we don't have like rivers or lakes or ponds that we can depend on. So we do.
And what's the most really fearful thing in the water, in the sea?
Actually, to preserve it, to sustain it, so it lasts for next generation. Yeah, next generations. Yeah. I mean, and it's very challenging because this Gulf is shared by neighboring countries. You know? They do the same thing. They get water from the seawater through desalination processes. Whether the thermal desalination or membrane-based RO desalination. But what happens is you get the seawater, get the fresh water, and then whatever left off, very high concentrated solution that they always discharge it into the seawater, the most vulnerable part of the seawater, which is the coastal line. Yeah. And over the years, it did deteriorate the quality. Yeah, deteriorate the quality of the seawater. And by increasing the salinity, for example, if the brine is discharged, the brine is heavier than the seawater and tends to settle to the bottom of the seabed of the seawater, damaging the species that reside.
I can see something on the monitor now.
Yeah.
Is this?
This is one of our successful experiment that we carried out in my lab. This is a huge pilot scale. The red dye is the brine. I have another clip that it goes straight to the bottom. And this damages the species, like the crabs and the shrimps that we prey on and other species prey on. But with this technology, which is part of that patent, I prevented this. It doesn't settle at the bottom. It'll be dispersed and diluted in a better way, and then the current will carry it away and mitigating the impact of the brine. This is one of the technologies.
So tell us about your main patent.
The new one?
The new one.
Well, the new one is this patent, actually, US patent. I received it.
And this is the actual patent?
The new one, the latest one, the 25th one.
So that's the one you're saying?
Oh, this is, before. See, the brine goes straight at the bottom. And this really is not good for the species that reside at the bottom. So the one before, it showed that we had it at the surface.
Scatter it.
So it's very successful at very cheap way, so it's cost effective as well. Yeah, it's just a nozzle and a pump, that's all. And along with that, this plunging liquid jet technique also increases the oxygen. So increases the oxygen.
Amazing.
Reduce or dilute the pollution. And the third advantage is to generate green energy with this technology. So
really?
Green
energy.
Yeah, aeration, increasing the oxygen. Diluting the pollutant. And or like dispersing the pollution, and generating or recovering energy from this technology. And this is the new patent.
And that was the actual patent certificate.
Yes, this is the actual one.
That's.
I don't want to lose it.
That's the viewers. That's basically, if you can't focus on it, this is really amazing, and this is how the patent looked like. This is from
USA.
This is from US, and definitely it's something we should be proud as Kuwaitis. Professor Bader Safaqa AlAnzi, he's the owner of this patent. And definitely this is something all the engineers, doctors would like to have. Definitely, and we are really honored with having a Kuwaiti professor. So actually, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, actually, this is a teamwork. I can't take the full credit. I got the support from Kuwait University, the research sector. To follow up this patent, and I'd like to thank them from the bottom of my heart. To say thank you very much for your hard work and dedication, and also the sponsors who sponsored our project, KFS and Kuwait University, and the private sector, which is Al-Azur, Shamal Al-Azur desalination plant.
So, and you have a certificate of basically confirming to confirm your project of Ministry of Electricity and Water.
There's a letter that this is the comments by the panelists, but there is a letter that sent by the EPA asking Ministry of Electricity and Water to implement 2 technologies ready, mature, so Kuwait can be benefited out of this. One of them is the plunging liquid jet reactor, this one, and the other one, the electrodialysis. And it was sent to the Ministry of Electricity and Water. We met with them in 2021, but we haven't really progressed since then. But what I have here is the comments by the panelists who assessed our mega projects, the biggest projects in Kuwait University. If I have time, I'll read some comments. If not,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So you know, the sponsor asked them some questions to assess, evaluate the project progress. For example, what are the significant developments in the field of desalination? They answered novel ideas of brine management, including plunging liquid jet reactor, ion concentration policy, have been proposed. Novel ideas for coating have been validated. The last question there, you know.
There's a long list there.
Yeah, so the last question is, how do you rate the interaction? How do you rate the interaction between the Kuwaiti team and the international team, MIT? How do you rate them? Do you have any suggestions? They answered the interaction has been very strong.
Okay, amazing.
Compared to similar international projects. So they compared this to international projects.
Others,
in particular during the last 2 years. So they said it's very strong compared to international projects. And this is the ultimate goal, actually, of being, you know, a PI researcher, to get really.
Absolutely, Professor. So there is a lot of projects, Professor, been asked to accomplish the green goal nowadays. What are the main elements that should be demandable in all what's coming?
I think, as a Kuwaiti, you know, our concern is to reserve the water, the precious resource, the seawater.
Absolutely.
Whether awareness, spread the awareness to when you consume water, reduce it, because our consumption is about twice as equal to like an American individual, and this is very high. So how to reserve it, how to keep it clean, how to sustain it for next generations is the main concern of Kuwait and the neighboring countries.
Do you think we are able to do that?
It's very tough.
It's very tough.
It's very tough because, again, this part of the seawater is shared by many neighboring countries, but it is possible.
It's possible. It's not
integrate
impossible.
our efforts. Yeah, it is possible. Like managing the brine, and instead of disposing the brine, we can take it away and make out of it salt and fresh water, by the way.
What if your project, the Kuwaiti project, is implemented in the all countries that share the Gulf?
I think it. I've
that
received
would do good.
I've received some calls from Qatar. I met the minister. He invited me to talk about that and give some advices, and I did. I was an external examiner for a PhD student in Khalifa, Emirates. So it is possible. It is possible, but we have to start soon.
Professor Bader Safaqa AlAnzi, it's really an honor. And honestly, our time just passed easily like that and very quick. And I want to really go on and on because honestly, I'm also interested in those projects because, you know, it was part of our studies. It's an honor to have you, Professor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for working hard and the camera crew so we can look good and shine. We really appreciate that.
Your patent, you know, makes all of us look good. Thank you very much, Professor. That was Professor Bader Safaqa AlAnzi. Dear viewers, she's the founder of Studio Cloudy, a space dedicated to inspire, nurture creativity and self-expression, where she offers fashion design and upcycling courses and workshops. She also founded Shams by Cloudy Atelier, a made-to-order design house where she focuses on the production of bespoke pieces. So let's go and watch this report together.